All right, welcome to week 3. Professor RealTalk here. We talked about contracts. Now it's time to shift gears into another massive piece of business law, torts. Don't let that word throw you. We're not talking about cake or desserts here. A tort is just a civil wrong, and the most common one you'll ever run into, especially in business, is negligence. Now, negligence sounds like lawyer talk, but it's really just about carelessness that causes harm. The law basically says if you had a duty to act carefully, you didn't, and somebody got hurt because of it, then you are responsible. Very simple. So let me tell you a story. A buddy of mine's cousin was running a little candle business out of her garage. She was selling them at farmers markets and on Etsy. Great hustle, but one customer left a candle burning on a table. The wax spilled and it started a small fire that ruined the rug. The customer sued her for negligence. The argument? She didn't warn her that the risk of fire was there. That's negligence in real life. Now, here's how the law breaks it down. Negligence has 4 parts: duty, breach, causation, and damages. That's the whole game. First up is duty. You have to owe a duty of care to someone. Example, if you invite friends to your house, you have a duty to keep the floor free from dangerous stuff like broken glass. Businesses owe duties to customers. Stores have to keep aisles safe. Restaurants have to serve food that won't poison you. Gyms have to keep equipment reasonably maintained. Duty is the baseline. Do you have a responsibility to act carefully? Second, breach. That's when you fail to live up to your duties. You left water all over the grocery aisle. You didn't clean it up. You served undercooked chicken. You sold a skateboard with faulty wheels. That's the breach. You didn't act reasonably. Third up, causation. The breach has to actually cause the harm. If there's a puddle in the grocery store, but nobody slips on it, there's no causation. If somebody does slip, hits their head and racks up medical bills, well, that's causation. Your failure to act carefully caused their injury. Finally, we got damages. There has to be an actual loss, like hospital bills, lost wages, property damage, pain and suffering. Without damages, there's no case. So the formula is duty, breach, causation, and damages. Think of it like a 4-legged chair. If any leg is missing, the claim falls over. You need all 4 to prove negligence. Now, let's bring this back to business. Say you're running a coffee shop. You mop the floor, but forget to put out the wet floor sign. A customer slips, breaks their arm, and sues. You had a duty to keep the floor safe. You breached it by not warning. The breach caused the fall. The customer has damages, hospital bills and pain. That is negligence, and you're going to pay. Negligence shows up everywhere. Think about product liability. You make a phone charger that overheats and catches fire? Negligence. Think about professional negligence. A financial advisor gives reckless advice that makes a client lose thousands. Negligence. Even drivers on a road. You text while driving and you cause an accident? That's negligence. Now here's the scary part for entrepreneurs. You can be found negligent even if you didn't mean to cause harm. Intent does not matter. You don't have to be evil or malicious. You just have to be careless. That candle maker I told you about, she didn't want to burn down someone's living room, but because she didn't clearly warn about the risk of fire, she was on a hook. So what do? Well, protection is key. Businesses buy liability insurance for exactly this reason. You put up warning labels, you train your staff, you fix hazards quickly. You build the systems that reduce the risk, and you learn to think ahead. If someone gets hurt here, well, will I be blamed? That mindset is survival in business. Now let me give you another quick example. A student of mine once worked at a trampoline park. You know, the kind where he got kids bouncing everywhere. Chaos. The company made everyone sign a waiver at the door, saying, we're not responsible if you get hurt. And guess what? Waivers aren't bulletproof. If the business is grossly negligent, like they didn't replace the broken springs, or they let 30 kids bounce in one area until it collapsed, well, they can still be sued. Waivers help, but they don't cover outright carelessness. Now, here's the real talk. Negligence is the silent killer of small businesses. One lawsuit can wipe you out. You might think it won't happen to me, but accidents don't care. The law doesn't care if you're small. The standard is the same. Did you act reasonably? Did you take care of your customers? So here's your mental homework this week. Start looking around your daily life and spot the negligence traps. Walk into a store. Do you see hazards? Do you see warning signs? Do you notice things that could hurt somebody? Then think about your own work, your side hustles, your house. If you were running that space like a business, where could someone get hurt and how would you fix it? Train your brain to see the risk the way a lawyer would. Because once you see it, you'll realize that negligence isn't abstract, it's everywhere. And people who see it early, well, those are the ones who protect themselves and they stay in business. All right, that's part one. In part B, I'm gonna take this further and show you the business survival side, how not to get sued, waivers, insurance disclaimers, all the practical stuff, because knowing what negligence is only gets you halfway. Knowing how to defend against it is what keeps you in the game. Stick around, let's go.